Mira was a young village girl known for her kind heart. She helped everyone she met, even when she had little. People in the village loved her because she always smiled and spoke softly. She believed that helping others was the best way to live a happy life.
One sunny morning, Mira went to the stream to fetch water. On her way back, she saw an old woman struggling with a heavy basket of firewood. Mira quickly ran to her and offered to help without thinking twice. The old woman looked weak and tired. Her clothes were torn, and her hands shook as she tried to hold the basket. Mira gently lifted the basket and placed it on her own head. She told the woman not to worry anymore. The old woman walked slowly beside Mira. She thanked Mira many times and said she had not met a kind girl like her in many years. Mira smiled, thinking she had done a simple good deed. She didn't know something strange was waiting for her. When they arrived at the old woman's hut, Mira noticed strange symbols on the walls. They looked like marks used in old stories about magic. The woman invited Mira inside, saying she wanted to reward her. Mira stepped into the hut. The air inside felt heavy, and the fire burned with a blue flame. The old woman's eyes suddenly turned bright yellow. Mira felt a cold wind blow around her, and she began to worry. Before Mira could speak, the old woman lifted her hands and whispered old magical words. Mira felt her legs weaken and her body shake. She tried to move, but her feet felt strange. Her knees bent backward like a dog's legs. Her ears stretched longer, and a tail slowly appeared behind her. Mira screamed, but bark. She was turning into something she did not understand. The magic stopped, and Mira fell to the ground. She looked at her hands and saw fur growing on them. Her face was still human, but her mouth had sharp teeth. She touched her tail and cried. The old woman told her she was now half human and half dog. She said Mira must learn a lesson. Mira begged her to change her back, but the woman simply shook her head and said, "You must complete a journey first." The old woman explained that she used magic only on people who needed to grow stronger. She believed Mira was too soft and trusted everyone too easily. The curse would stay until Mira proved her courage. Mira felt confused and scared. She asked what kind of courage she needed to show, but the old woman refused to say more. Instead, she pointed to the door and told Mira to start her journey. Mira walked slowly out of the hut. Her new dog legs were difficult to control. She stumbled many times, falling on the ground. Villagers who saw her ran away, thinking she was a strange spirit. Mira felt lonely and heartbroken. She wondered why kindness had led her into trouble. But she decided she would not give up. She needed to find answers. Mira entered the forest near the village. The trees made soft whispering sounds. Some said her name, others warned her to go back. But Mira kept walking, even though fear filled her heart. At night, glowing eyes watched her from the bushes. Wolves howled in the distance. Mira hid under a tree, hugging herself. She prayed for safety and courage. The next morning, a bright bluebird flew down to Mira. To her surprise, the bird spoke. It said the forest spirits had been waiting for someone brave like her. The bird told Mira that the old woman was not an ordinary human. She was a forest guardian who tested people with magic. Mira's journey was a test of strength, heart, and wisdom. The bird told Mira her first task was to rescue a trapped deer deep in the forest. The animal was caught by hunters' traps. Mira must free it without being seen by the hunters. Mira followed the bird through the trees. Her new dog senses helped her smell the hunters from far away. She crawled carefully and found the deer crying in pain. Mira bit the rope with her sharp dog teeth. The deer broke free and ran away quickly. Mira felt proud for saving it. The bird praised her bravery. But the hunters returned and saw footprints. They began searching for Mira. She ran through the forest as fast as her dog legs could carry her. The hunters chased Mira, shouting that a strange beast was in the forest. Mira jumped over logs and crawled under bushes. Her heart beat fast, but she didn't want to be caught. She found a hole under a fallen tree and hid there until the hunters left. She thanked her new senses for helping her survive. The bluebird returned and told Mira her next task was to find a hidden river. The river held magical water that healed wounded animals. She needed to bring water to a sick fox. Mira followed a glowing path the bird created. She felt stronger now. She believed she could complete any task given to her. After long walking, Mira reached the hidden river. The water sparkled like diamonds. She filled a leaf cup and hurried back to find the fox. The fox lay weak under a tree. Mira gently poured the magical water on it. The fox slowly stood up, wagged its tail, and bowed to her. Suddenly, glowing spirits surrounded Mira. They floated in the air like fireflies. The spirits thanked her for saving the animals. They said she was proving she had a strong and brave heart. But they also warned her that the biggest challenge was still ahead. Mira felt nervous, but she was ready. Mira's next journey took her to the dark mountain. It was a place filled with shadows and strange sounds. Even the trees avoided growing near it. Mira climbed the rocky path slowly. Every step felt heavy, but she refused to turn back. Inside the mountain was a cave where voices echoed loudly. Some voices mocked Mira, saying she was weak. Others tried to scare her. Mira shut her eyes and kept walking. She remembered the deer, the fox, and the bird. She knew she had come too far to quit now. At the end of the cave, Mira found a giant stone creature. It blocked her path. Its eyes glowed red, and it growled deeply. Mira bowed respectfully and told the guardian she was on a journey to prove her courage. The stone creature tested her strength with riddles and bravery challenges. Mira answered every riddle with wisdom. When the guardian asked her to stand firm while it roared at her, she did not run away. The creature nodded and stepped aside. Stronger than ever. It told her she had passed the test of courage and could continue her journey. Mira felt proud and stronger than ever. Mira discovered a hidden village deep in the mountains. The people there lived in fear of a great beast that attacked them every night. Mira offered to help. The villagers were shocked that a half-human, half-dog girl was willing to protect them. That night, Mira waited for the beast. When it arrived, she saw it was a giant wolf with burning red eyes. The wolf charged at her, snarling loudly. Mira stood her ground. She used her dog senses to dodge its attacks. The battle lasted long into the night. Mira finally leaped onto the wolf's back and pushed it down. The beast surrendered and ran away into the forest. The villagers cheered and celebrated her bravery. They offered her food and shelter. Mira realized she was no longer afraid of anything. The blue bird appeared again and said she had completed almost all her tasks. The last and hardest task was still waiting. Mira wondered what it could be. The bird pointed to the sky and said, "Your biggest challenge is back where you started." Mira returned to the old woman's hut. She was no longer scared. She stood tall, even with her strange body. The old woman looked at her and smiled. She said she had been watching Mira from afar and was proud of how much she had grown. The old woman told Mira that her final task was to forgive her. Only then would the curse break completely. Mira felt the anger she had carried for many days. But she remembered her journey. She realized the magic had helped her grow. She took a deep breath and forgave the woman. A bright light surrounded Mira. The fur on her skin disappeared. Her legs returned to normal. Her tail vanished. She cried tears of joy as she became human again. The old woman said Mira had passed all the tests and earned her freedom through courage and kindness. Mira walked back to her village. People were shocked to see her, but she told them her story. They listened closely, amazed by her journey. Mira felt grateful to be home again. She hugged her family tightly. The villagers threw a big celebration to honor Mira's bravery. They said she was now a hero and a symbol of courage for everyone. Children gathered around her, asking her to tell them stories about the forest spirits and magical creatures. Mira decided she wanted to help others just like she helped the animals and villagers. She began teaching young people about bravery, kindness, and wisdom. Her story spread to nearby villages, and many came to hear her speak. As years passed, Mira's story became a legend. People said she was the girl who faced magic, danger, and fear but never gave up. Her name became a symbol of courage. And even though she was once half human, half dog, she became fully a hero forever remembered in every village, forest, and mountain.